All right, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Just one moment, we are trying to let everyone in who are joining today.
Hello.
すごいね。
Okay. All right, I think everyone's joining. So, all right. Okay, so hello, everyone. Welcome to the Japanese Team Marathon pre-event. My name is Simona Suzuki. I'm the president of the Global Japanese Tea Association, and I'm really glad to see you all today. My personal story is actually that I'm from Lithuania originally, but about 8 or 9 years ago, I came here to Japan to learn about tea and have been spreading the passion for tea, the love for tea ever since. So I'm really glad to see so many people joining. Still a bit busy to let everyone in, already 48 people. So we are very excited to share with all of you today about the Japanese Tea Marathon, about what is happening. And we have quite a full program for you. But before we get started, we would like to introduce our team. So you heard from me already. And we also have Matsu-san joining us from Nagasaki.
Hi. Hello. こんにちは. My name is Matsu. I'm kind of vice president of Global Japanese Tea Association. I how to say, I love tea. Thank you for joining today. This event, Japanese Tea Marathon, is really challenging event. So 15 tea producing area introducing for 15 days. So, and you are selected people ですよ。はい。そうか。please join 15 days ね。I also join all of them ね。そうだから、please enjoy 30 kind of tea ね。I met all tea producers and all tea producing area. So I can, I will show you the truth of that. So, but anyway, I'm so excited. Excited. So, please enjoy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Matsan. And I think we have Anna joining us from Spain, who is also our team member. Anna?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see so many people join. My name is Anna, and I'm also a co-founder of the Global Japanese Tea Association. I'm Italian, but I live in Spain, and I try to help with activities here. Well, lately, all activities went online, but before I used to join tea festivals or do events here in Europe. And really glad to see how many people join, because this is going to be really exciting.
Very exciting day. And as I said, we have quite a lot planned for today. Just a few notices before we get started. We see some of your names in the participant list, but it would be really nice if you could write your name and the country you are in right now, so that we know how global we are at this specific moment. And then I think you see that we have now over around 60 people joining. So just to keep it a little bit organized, we would like to ask everyone to keep the microphones off until you want to join conversation so that we can hear what is happening right now. And if you have any questions or comments for us, please write them all in chat. We will keep an eye on it and we will try to bring them on as we go. So just to tell you about today, what we have today, we are going to tell you a little bit about ourselves. We see some familiar faces, maybe some of you know us already, but also a lot of new faces. So we just want to introduce ourselves and say hello and explain a little bit about who we are and what we do. After that, of course, we want to talk the most part about a marathon. So we are going to show you the trailer and explain how it is organized, what is coming, and what you can be excited about. So this is what we have planned for today. And also, we are actually recording this session. So if someone would not like to be recorded, the way then to opt out is to close your camera, your mic, and then you will be not seen or heard. But for those who don't mind, we hope you'll keep your cameras on so that we can see all of you joining. So this is what we have. So I would like now to start with the first part to tell you a little bit about the association, who we are, what we do, what are the activities. So I'm just going to share my screen now and hoping it will work fine. Let's see. Can you see it?
Great.
Yeah, all right. Great. So then let me tell you about this association. That is one of the main organizers of the Japanese tea marathon. So actually, the idea behind the association is very simple. It only combines three key concepts: global, meaning the whole world; association, meaning connecting like-minded people; and Japanese tea. So something that we all love and care about. And actually, the very start of the association was not here in Japan. It all started outside in Madrid, in Spain, in 2018. So there we decided to tell to the world about our idea about what we're going to do. And we gathered a very nice group of friends and supporters who were really encouraging us and gave us a lot of confidence for moving forward. And our team has traveled widely throughout the world. In the last 10 years, we have been visiting several countries, so far mainly in Europe and a little bit in North America too. And in the UK, we have our good friends, the Berlinke Academy. Maybe some of you even heard about this event for them because they really helped us to spread the word. So whenever we go to London, we always organize some Japanese tea seminars or workshops together. And here you can even see Matsu-san actually serving the tea from one of those times. And in Berlin, in Germany, we also like to visit another school called Berlinke Academy. It originally started as a coffee school, but the founders were really passionate about tea that they opened a tea school too. At the very beginning, when we came to Germany first time, they had nothing. It was just a room of white walls. But now they have a very beautiful classroom and we can organize activities together, Japanese tea events together. And probably the oldest friends of ours are the International Tea and Coffee Academy in Hague in the Netherlands. The very first time we stopped there was in 2014, and we have been going every year except for the last one for obvious reasons, where we always have a full room of students eager and excited to learn with us. Through these trips, through those 10 years, what we have seen is that Japanese tea was becoming really popular. At the very beginning, no one really knew what matcha was or how to make it, but in recent years, now many people have already tried matcha before even meeting us. And this is not just our feeling. Actually, data shows the same thing as well. So here are the Japanese tea export over the last 20 years or so. And we can see that it grew almost tenfold from just about 600 tons in early 2000s to over 5,000 tons last year. So even the pandemic didn't really make a big impact on that. However, if we look at the bigger picture, if we put it in the perspective of all tea produced in Japan, we can see that the situation is quite different. So the blue line at the top shows the tea production in Japan, and the green line at the bottom shows the export amount. So the same graph from before now put here in this view. And the line looks almost straight, so it looks like there is no change because the proportion of tea exported from Japan is still very small. For many years, it was just a few percent, and even if it grew, now it's about 7 to 8%. When we look inside Japan, we also see some changes and some challenges. So here in Japan, tea is now seen as old-fashioned, so something of the past, something mothers and grandmothers would be drinking and making. And preparing tea with a traditional teaware with a kyusu is really disappearing and getting less and less common. Younger people nowadays are looking for more trendy things. So everything imported like coffee, black and other teas and all the carbonated drinks are growing in popularity and are taking a chunk out of tea. And we can see this shift in consumption also reflected in the Japanese tea production. So just zooming in on the previous graph that I showed you, and just looking a little bit more in detail, we can see again a sharp drop from the peak in 2004 to last year. Of course, last year we had a pandemic, so that is an easy explanation. But even without a pandemic, the trend is going down year by year. Tea farmer population, the people who really dedicate their heart and time to making tea, is also shrinking. In just 20 years, the population shrank 5 times. So about 80% basically disappeared or moved to other activities. So this is a very big shift in Japan, and those who continue farming are usually of older age, so over 60 years old, the majority of the tea farmers currently. So there is a question, what will happen in 5 or 10 years when the current generation will be retiring? Who will step in? If we look back, for a long time, domestic market was large enough here in Japan. So over 120 million live here. There were plenty of people to drink tea. So the Japanese tea farmers and producers, they didn't really need to look outside. They didn't have to overcome common challenges of language and cultural differences and so on. In the meanwhile, a lot of other countries noticed that Japanese tea is really growing in popularity, and they also wanted to ride this trend. So what happened is that teas with Japanese names like sencha or matcha are currently also coming from other countries like China, Taiwan, Vietnam, and so on. And in many cases, the quality and the taste is not the same, as we can see here in this picture, sadly. So this is the situation that is currently in Japan, but it was already visible and noticeable about 5 years ago when the 3 of us, the founding team of the association, met together. You have already seen all 3 of us, Moto-san connecting from Nagasaki, Anna from Spain, and me here in Kyoto. So as you can see, very obviously, two of us have did not grow up here, did not grow up with Japanese tea and Japanese culture, and we had to learn everything from scratch from the beginning. So really at the beginning, it was quite hard. We had no roadmap. We had to really figure out everything ourselves, find out everything ourselves. We also didn't have funding. It started as a grassroots initiative from our own passion. And the team, as you saw, was very small, which meant that even if we had a huge list of things we wanted to do, we couldn't move as fast as we wanted. We had to take one thing at a time. But we couldn't give up. We saw the situation and we knew that we wanted to really do something about it. So the official establishment of the association is in January 2019, just 2 years ago. The mission of the association is to spark new growth in the Japanese tea world through global collaboration. So currently we are really working on growing global Japanese tea community, engaging everyone who is connected with tea. So tea producers here in Japan, tea traders both in Japan and abroad, tea shops selling tea all around the world, tea schools teaching how to make tea, how to enjoy it, and all the tea lovers, every single one of us. We are bringing together so that we can connect, we can learn from one another, and we can grow together. And the main activities, the core activities are 3 at the moment. Information, we try to share as much information about Japanese tea as we can. You probably know that, of course, Japan is a tea producing country. There are a lot of resources, but most of it is in Japanese. So if you do not speak the language, it's quite hard to find it and to understand it. So we really want to make it more open, more accessible, and share it as widely as we can. Education, we find it very important to understand the tea better and also to have practical experience with it. So anything from tea brewing to also tea production, tea culture, and much more. And lastly is the community. So really, as I said before, bringing people together, expanding the circle, being really inclusive and open about it. And now people can really get to know more about what is happening in Japan and around the world related to Japanese tea through our regular monthly newsletters and web articles that are available in English, some in Spanish, and we are hoping to expand the list of languages in future. We are also trying to hold a lot of tea events. So until the pandemic, we were regularly traveling abroad, holding various events, workshops, seminars, and so on. But the pandemic has made us stop for a while with traveling abroad. So what happened is we didn't want to stop completely. So most of the activities have moved online. And since last year, we have been organizing many public tea parties, also giving more attention and focus to the tea farmers themselves with Meet the Tea Farmer events. And the newest and the biggest activity this year is, of course, the Japanese Tea Marathon. So something that we all gathered to talk about today. And we will come back to it. But for those who are looking to learn more about Japanese tea, we also offer various tea education programs. There are shorter programs, Japanese Tea Foundation course and Japanese Tea Intermediate course, where students can gain base knowledge, stronger knowledge on Japanese tea, and also develop tea brewing skills. So even today, I see a couple of faces from our current and previous students. And this program originally, or those two programs, they were developed as a one-day in-person course. But again, the same story, the pandemic happened. So since last year, those programs are also available online, held in 2-hour classes over 4 weeks. And the next classes will be opened in September. So we will be announcing the dates shortly. And the longest program that we currently have is the Japanese tea master course. So this is a really in-depth program that allows advanced tea knowledge building and gaining practical experience with tea. So this time it is all about being in the field, speaking the tea yourself, processing it, experiencing that culture firsthand, meeting the people who are working with tea. This is 2 weeks here in the tea region in Wazuka, Kyoto. So we are now planning the courses for next year, and again, we'll announce the dates soon. In the beginning, the starting point of all of this is the membership program. So currently we have 320 members from over 50 countries. And the network, the community is expanding day by day. There are 2 ways to join us and to be part. The tea buddy is someone who just wants to be in the loop, to get the news, to hear what is happening. And this is free, so open to anyone who might be interested. And as I said, gives access to the newest tea information. And for those who would like to get a bit more engaged with Japanese tea, we also have the Tea Fellow membership that has a small fee of 850 yen, or just about $8 per month. And this gives a chance to be part of the regular member gatherings held every month, and also various discounts for events and tea courses. So really, we hope that you will see value in our activities and you will join us. So we really invite you to join us today, and we are looking forward to having you in our community. So this is a short introduction into who we are, what we do, and what we are all about. And next, we would like to go forward with the Japanese Tea Marathon. So Matsu-san in Nagasaki has prepared us a trailer of the marathon. So I'm going to give the screen now to Matsu that we can watch the trailer all together.
はい。いきますよ。Are you ready? はい。よいしょ。
Welcome to the Japanese Tea Marathon. My name is Simona and I'm the president of the Global Japanese Tea Association. Japanese Tea Marathon will be held during Tokyo Olympic Games period, and over 15 days we will be introducing 15 tea regions of Japan online. You can also receive 30 teas from all around Japan and taste it in your own home. So let's join Japanese Tea Marathon.
はい、でございます。
Thank you so much. So here you can see a lot of footage, a lot of view from those tea regions, and we will come back to it. I think Matsu-san will have more to share. For now, I would like to also do a short introduction to the marathon. So how it all came about and what is going to happen. So let me share the screen again. Okay. Can you see? All right. Okay. So one more introduction, this time to the Japanese Tea Marathon. So really a brand new event and also a really big challenge for us. So we have never done something like this before. But so far we have gathered about 500 people who are interested in joining. So we are really excited and cannot wait to start next month. But how it all started and where did the idea come from? It connects actually back to the presentation you just saw at the beginning with the challenges that Japanese tea is facing. With a change in the consumption patterns and people really turning away from Japanese tea, choosing more exciting drinks like coffee, or choosing a different format of tea. So no longer making it with a traditional teaware, but just having it on the go, grabbing a bottle of tea. And with that, with the change of the consumption, there is also there are a lot of challenges on the production side as well. So we saw that the tea farmers are getting older and older. Younger people don't really see the future in tea production, in tea farming. And a lot of them are leaving the cities for better jobs. So those who remain, those who continue farming are really getting older and older by the day. And actually, Japanese tea government has done a study that shows that by 2050, a lot of smaller rural areas will be suffering huge population losses. So maybe it's not super easy to understand this map, but the red and dark blue areas are the ones that will have the least change. So we can see, perhaps if you can recognize the Tokyo area is the darkest area, so there the change is not expected, but all around in smaller rural areas, those in lighter colors, the change is going to be quite steep, so 50% or more down. And I don't know if this will work really well, but I tried to make it overlap with a tea region map. So again, we can see that those areas in lighter colors are very much also the same areas where a lot of tea is produced. So there is this danger that a lot of these tea regions may also disappear in the next few decades. So with these thoughts in mind, what we wanted to do is to really kind of raise interest and curiosity in Japanese tea, both here in Japan, but also all around the world, by giving more focus and more attention to the tea farmers, tea producers themselves, and the tea regions. And also, you may know that Japan is holding the Tokyo Olympics this year. It has been a little bit controversial with the pandemic, if it should go forward or not. But if we think about the Olympic Games in general, we recognize that there is a strong connection with the idea of taking a challenge and feeling the pride in completing that challenge. And so we wanted to really join this Olympic spirit and decided to hold the Japanese Tea Marathon along the same period. So from the 23rd of July to the 8th of August. So over 15 days, almost continuously with just a 2-day break on the 27th July and 3rd of August. We are going to go virtually to 15 tea regions and introduce and really talk about them all. So I will let Matsu-san tell us more about the regions when we get to the second part. And along with that, especially for you, we are also sending 30 kinds of tea. So actually 2 teas from each region, some of which are really popular, really common, and some are a bit more regional, a bit lesser known. So here is the set that is mostly on the way, and I think some of you might have received it. We are getting some notifications that the tea is getting delivered. For those who haven't received it yet, it's still on the way. It is coming soon. Hopefully in a couple of weeks before the start, you will receive it as well. And we just want to highlight and emphasize that this is really rare. If we look at actual value of the set, it is over 30,000 Japanese yen, or about $300. So it's really rare to have tea from all of these 15 regions to be able to taste it in one go. And this event can happen thanks to the organizers. This is the list of the main organizers. The Japanese Tea Central Council is a big supporter. And actually the idea for the marathon came from Matsu-san. So he is the one who dreamed it up. And we are really grateful to the Japanese Tea Central Council as well as the Ministry of Agriculture for really supporting and enabling it and giving us a chance to make it true. Now you probably know, similar to today, we will be holding events of the marathon of each region twice a day. So we know that everyone lives in a different time zone and it might be hard to join if we just picked one time. So that's why we are really trying to make it open to many time zones and make sure that many people can join. So we will have these 2 time zones. Time slots, and you can join either you prefer. And the program itself, so what is coming? So we are going to have the introduction of the tea region. We will tell you all about the region's history, the unique and special points about the tea. But that information is not going to just come from us. We are also including people who are really living and working in these regions, the tea farmers, the tea producers, the tea professionals who will really share their own insight and their own stories about their work with tea and the teas they are producing. And of course, the most special part, we will be able to taste them. We will know what these regions are like, what Japan tastes like. And lastly, we'll try to include a little bit of Q&A towards the end if you want to connect with the tea producers or if you have questions for us. So this is really what we are preparing. We are still a month before the start. So some things are still in the works, but we want to tell you ahead so that you know what to expect. And now I would like to pass the screen back to Matsu-san, who has been traveling through all of these 15 regions for the last 3 months, meeting the tea producers, tasting the teas, and I think he can give us a better insight into what to expect. So back to Matsu-san.
はーい。じゃあ行きましょうか、明日のね。はい。いきますよ。じゃあ、これでシェアするんでね。あれ、どこだっけ？また開かなくなってるっていう。すいません。画面の共有。これでいいよね。
まだなってない。
はい。見ましたか？
はい。
大丈夫ですか？はい。OK。Next, my turn ね。はい。So, I will introduce 30 kinds of tea from 15 tea regions. So, okay, let's go. So, few weeks or a few days later, you will get this tea box. It includes 30 kind of tea from 15 tea regions. So, this is the tea I brewed 30 times. And the color of each tea is like this. Everything is different. So it's like a gem. I was so fascinated. So I think you also enjoy it. Please expect it. Okay. And this is the leaf of 30 kind of tea. So you can see the difference. I will show more closer photo, but the 30 tea, look at once. The difference is really obvious. Okay, the tea region in Japan. Okay, so this is our planet. And Japan is here. Okay. So basically, tea producing area in Japan is southern half of Japan. And we selected 15 tea regions from 4 Japanese tea marathons. Okay. で、 and total tea production of 15 tea regions is over 97.4%. Yeah? So almost all tea came from there. Yeah? But least 2.6% came from the other area. This area also very unique. Eh? We will introduce them next year. Eh? Okay. はい。で、ですね。So inside the 97%, Shizuoka and Kagoshima is over 70%. Eh? At least 13 tea region produce the rest of the amount. But it's so unique. Eh? So this is the big picture of 15 tea regions. Eh? Like this. Eh? Shizuoka, Kagoshima, Miyazaki, Kyoto, and Fukuoka. Blah, blah, blah. ですね。はい。で、Tea region in Japan は、okay, I will introduce 鹿児島、宮崎、熊本、福岡、佐賀、長崎、高知、京都、奈良、滋賀、三重、愛知、そして埼玉、茨城、and 静岡ですね。One day for one tea region. It's marathon ですよ。Okay. Okay, let's go one by one. Kagoshima. Kagoshima is in the southernmost prefecture in Japan, except for Okinawa. So Kagoshima is the second largest tea region. So the tea field is something like this, quite huge and flat. And we introduce Oritaen for the marathon. He is the president of Oritaen, Nobuo Oritaen. He produced many different kind of organic tea. And this time we will introduce organic kamusha and matcha ですね。Okay. So, this is one of the very, なんていうのかな、characteristic っていうのかな、picture. His tea field is left side, and other ordinary tea farmers method tea field is left side. Right side is his tea field. So you can see many weeds, and left side almost no weed. So this is the very obvious difference, organic way and common way ですね。So なんだろうな。You know, organic way doesn't use pesticide, but it's not only for insect or disease. It's not used for weed. So the weed control is one of the big issue for organic tea farmers. So because they have to weed control by hand. So actually, Oritaen is managing 40 hectares of tea field. It's quite huge. So usually, tea farmer in Kyoto, only 4 hectares for one family. 10 times bigger. So, and Kagoshima is southern part of Japan. So, 40 people are weeding every day. Okay. So this is really, なんていうのかな、big effort ですね。はい。This is Kagoshima's tea farmer. And we introduce his tea, organic tea. Next, Miyazaki ですね。So Miyazaki is next to Kagoshima, southern island. but their tea field is in Gokase, so it's bit high land. So actually there is ski resorts, ね. So it's bit cold, ね. So the tea field is in 500 meters sea level, ね, from sea level. ね. Then we will introduce Miyazaki Sabo. He is President Akira Miyazaki. His farm also organic way, but his way is bit different. ね。sorry, sorry, ね。で before that, ね。his tea, ね。He is very unique tea company managing, and he introduced oolong tea and sannen bancha ですね。So please look at the leaf, ね。So you can see very thick stem and very tough leaves, ね。So actually, sannen bancha, this one, live 3 years, no cutting, no harvesting, and the stem grows like this shape, and they harvest. Yeah? So this tea is really popular for macrobiotic people. Yeah? And the uniqueness of his farm はチームですね。宮崎さん is very friendly person ね。Usually he is travel around by bicycle ですね。And his his tea farm, many people working for his tea farm ね。Because they use handheld tea harvest machine. Eh? Okay, so their tea is so unique ですよ。And next ですね、熊本。はい。熊本は、Land of Fire ですね。So next to Kagoshima is in the South Island, Kyushu. And the climate is warm, and there is lots of onsen and volcano, and people is also very passionate. Yeah? And we will introduce 2 tea farmer. One is from Ashikita, bit to southern part, mountainside. Yeah? So, and the tea farmer is Toshihiro Kajiwara. His tea company. He managed only by his family ですね。で、he introduced 釜入り茶ですね。He is really professional for special type of Japanese tea ですね。で、釜入り茶、you might know, made by pan fire tea ね。So this is the kiln of Kamairicha. He has 2 type of pan fry. One is continuous way, this one, and the other is this. So I've never seen this kind of machine is working. So it's really exciting. And the next tea farmer は from Minamata ですね。So the field is something like this. Their field also mountainside ですね。And the farmer is 坂口さんね。He produces 和紅茶です。で、his way of producing is really small ね。So he produces almost by hand. And this is oxidizing process. And this is drying process. He used machine, but the machine is quite small. Not big batch, not factory. How to say? Not huge factory ですね。そうだからね、his tea is really, how to say, なんていうのかな、polite way ですね。なんていうの、you can feel, his passion, from his tea ですね。で、福岡ですね。So, 福岡 is, center of 九州ですね。で、the population is, so big. And the tea field is next to the city side ですね。But quite huge ね。Okay. で、we introduce 熊、family ね。He produce 玉露です。これは、八女伝統本玉露。the name is ね。So this style made by, natural shading method ですね。Use, reed and straws ね。for shading ね。で、the tea, picked by hand. It's special and it's for, competition ですね。So you can enjoy the umami taste from his tea ですね。And, the other, farmer is 牛島さんですね。Actually, his, company, welcomes, 100 years anniversary in this year ですね。で、he introduced, 茎茶、stem tea ね。But, but this one is made from, 玉露、hand-picked 玉露ですね。そうだから、there is lots of leaf bird ね。It's, not ordinary 茎茶 but it's very tasty ですね。で、he has, his company, has a tea factory and tea field, but, and also, tea cafe, tea shop ですね。Actually, he has four, tea shop in, Yame City ですね。So it's a very, こう、なんていうのかな、evolved, tea farm ですね。Okay. ですね。そうね。His, company's, matcha sweets は so delicious です。はい。で、next が佐賀ですね。はい。佐賀は also in 九州ですね。佐賀 is famous as pottery ですね。有田焼、唐津焼、伊万里焼とかね。で、also, there is, long, history for tea production ね。So the, main tea production area is called Ureshino. So the tea field, has been managed, over, 500 years ね。そうだから、you can see the mosaic ね。tea field and, residential area and mountains ね。So their ancestors, cultivate open tea field by hand ね。で、so this photo bit, rough だけど、this is the one of the proof, this is the oldest, tea tree in Japan ね。The age is over 300 or 350 years, years ね。So from, the sky ね。The circle is the old tea tree ね。You can see, the difference ね。So, ね。It's really interesting ね。で、we will introduce, 井上さんですね。井上聖茶園。He will, introduce 釜入り茶。So, 嬉野スタイルですね。So, it's also pan-fried, 釜入り茶です。And also, we will introduce Nagao-san from Nagao Tea Factory. He is handsome young tea farmer ね。で、he produce, 玉緑茶。玉緑茶 looks like, 釜入り茶 the winding shape ね。Not straight, needle shape like as sencha. The tea is, 玉緑茶 is made by steamed way, but the shape is very similar to, 釜入り茶です。Okay, next, 長崎ですね。actually, now I am in Nagasaki で province, west end of Japan ですね。で、the main tea producing area is Higashisonogi. This tea region's big feature is tea field next to the ocean. ね。So actually, the sunset period is really beautiful. ね。You can see sunset from tea field. ね。I was fascinated and I moved from Kyoto です。はい。And we will introduce the 40s. ね。So the tea company is brand new tea company. They established the tea company 3 years ago. The board member is 4 young tea farmers. ね。So, and they produce matcha and also tamaryoku-cha ですね。And this time we will introduce sub-products from matcha factory, the stems. ね。And we produce the stem roasted tea, ね。roasted stem tea, 合法寺茶ですね。This is their factory. ね。So big, brand new factory. ね。Actually, now is second summer harvest season. The factory is working. And I also working with them. And last night, I manipulate the factory all the night. ね。The next が高知ですね。We will fly from Kyushu Island to 四国ですね。高知 is there ですね。で、actually, Kochi is mountain prefecture. The 85% of prefecture is mountain. ね。So tea field is in mountainside. So and between mountain and river ですね。そうだから、this is really common scenery in Kochi. Tea field is in mountain and side with river ですね。で、we will introduce ご石茶 and 煎茶ですね。まあ、ご石茶 is もう really, really rare tea ね。So, I think you've never seen this shape of tea ね。It's brick ね。It'sなんていうのか、it's like a stone ですね。small stone ね。So, it's post fermented tea ね。So, the taste is a bit acidic taste ね。まあ、you can enjoy that ね。So, this tea made by all hand ね。hand pick and hand process and hand dry ね。dry by sunlight ですから。It's a very special tea ね。OK。じゃあ、next が京都ですね。We fly to 関西 area ですね。まあ、京都 is, まあ、as you know, the Japanese cultural center ですね。capital です。で、we will introduce 宇治、玉露ですね。So, we will introduce 吉田明茶園。So, he is the 17th generation of the family. And they produce もう really nice 玉露ですね。で、for marathon, we get the aracha of 玉露ね。It's quite rare ね。もう please enjoy the tea ね。で、this is their factory ね。So, you can see 障子 in tea factory よ。So the factory machine is 35 kilograms machine ね。The machine can produce only 35 kilograms of fresh leaf at once ね。So quite small ね。So because year by year the tea machine are getting bigger, but they have long tradition. So they keep the tradition. So their factory is really old なんですよ。もう really traditional ね。もう it's like a movie です。はい。Okay, next. わずかですね。わずか is my another hometown ですね。We will introduce 哲也今西、てっちゃんですね。He is our neighbor ね。He produced matcha. もう it's really good matcha ね。And this is his factory. And this matcha is made from meilyoku tea variety. It's bit rare variety. ね。Please enjoy the taste and the beautiful color ですね。Okay, next, 奈良ですね。まあ、奈良 is next to the Kyoto. It's in Kansai ね。まあ、actually, I was born in 奈良ですね。My real hometown です。で、this time we will introduce奈良月ヶ瀬 tea region ですね。It's in 大和高原 the highland, and next to the river ね。名張川。で、we will introduce 月ヶ瀬健康茶園ね。文明岩田さんですね。His farm is organic tea farm ね。They started organic tea farming since 1985ね。So before Japanese organic regulation ですね。So their organic way is very special ね。So they introduce organic sencha and hojicha ですね。So, this is his tea field ね。The variety is 在来ですね。So 在来 is not tea variety name ね。So, 在来 means ordinary tea because it's non-improved variety. It's なんていうのかなover 100 years ago, もう they already planted ですね。And そうだから、なんていうのかな So the shooting period is not same ね。So you can see here, the leaf is bit bigger and here is bit smaller ね。So each tea tree is different characters ね。like us ですよ。So very natural way ね。So, you can, you can hear his philosophy of his organic way ね。It's not ordinary ね。And 滋賀ですね。はい、滋賀 has 琵琶湖 the biggest lake in Japan ですね。はい、ここです。で、we will introduce Asamiya, the largest tea region in 滋賀ですね。で、服部さんですね。His tea company's name is 昇龍園、quite small tea company ね。And he produced Asamushi sencha, light steamed sencha, and also genmaicha ですね。Those two is very traditional and very common tea ね。Recently, deep steam tea is getting popular, or it's a more almost de facto standard ね。But light steamed sencha is similar to hand processed tea, so it's one of the origin of sencha ですね。And his tea field is almost Yabukita. Yabukita is most common Japanese tea variety. He focused on なんていうのかな traditional common way ですね。So it's special なんですよ。ね。そうだからね、you can find his なんていうのかな hidden passion from his tea ですね。and 三重ですね。はい。三重 is in there ですね。as you might know, 三重 there is 伊勢神宮、伊勢 shrine ね。 So the shrine is our hometown, Japanese people's hometown. It's established over 2,000 years ago. And his tea field is in Mie, southern area. So the area is the next to the, なんていうかな, the largest rainfall area in Japan. So the amount of rain 4,000 million, 4,000 millimeter per year. まあ、usually, 1,500 around. そうだから、three times bigger 感じ。So, their tea field is very, misty 感じね。Okay. で、we will introduce 中森さんですね。from 中森 Seicha. で、we will introduce かぶせ sencha and 伊勢坊茶ですね。で、かぶせ sencha is, shaded sencha, but this one is double shade かぶせ sencha. I've never heard ね。So it's very special かぶせ sencha. And also 伊勢坊茶, it's a roasted stem tea ね。もう made from the material is かぶせ sencha. It has lots of umami flavor. だから it's very sweet ね。OK ですね。で、this is his way ね。So actually his tea field used to 10 hectares ね。But he changed he passed down from his parents' generation and he changed their policy and now his tea field is 1.3 hectares ね。まあ、almost one times 10って感じ。one tenth ね。そうだから、もう、his tea is very special tea ですね。Okay. じゃあ next が愛知ですね。愛知 is there ですね。愛知 prefecture is, なんていうのindustrial center of Japan ね。ね、as you know, Toyota, the car company's headquarters is in Aichi ね。So many industrial company is there ね。So, Nishio is the famous as matcha tea producing area in Aichi. So the tea field is next to the city ですね。で、the green part is tea field and also the black part ですね。This is shaded tea field ね。You can see here and over there ね。Many tea field is in there ですね。で、we will introduce 赤堀さんですね。はい。He is, president of matcha factory ですね。He introduced this matcha ね。This is his factory. Actually, this matcha is organic matcha, but hand-picked ね。So, it's really tasty. もう、I think, your previous image of organic matcha break down by his matcha ね。Okay. で、another tea farmer from Toyota ですね。The car company's headquarters city ですよ。で、they produce かぶせ sencha by hand ですね。hand pick ですね。で、he is the president of ヘキエン the company 山内さんですね。で、theyそうやな、produce many hand-picked tea, まあ、抹茶 and 玉露 and かぶせ sencha. で、this time we will introduce hand-picked competition grade かぶせ sencha です。ね。made by, picked by hand ですね。Okay. で、最後ですね。Now we are going to Tokyo 関東 area ですね。Okay, so Saitama is famous as Sayamacha. So the main producing area is Iruma city ですね。So the tea field is something like this ですね。で、we introduce 池谷さんですね。He is young tea farmer and he produced 深蒸し煎茶、deep steamed 煎茶 and 棒ほうじ茶ですね。roasted stem tea ですね。で、their tea is unique ね。deep steam and bit strong firing process ね。It has bit なんていうのかな、pan fried notes かな。sweet notes ですね。OK。で、そうね、もう行きましょう。茨城ですね。So, Ibaraki is the northernmost tea producing area ですね。And Okukuji is the place ね。The northernmost tea producing area in Japan ですね。So, the producing amount is not so big ね。But it's a very traditional tea field ね。Like this. で、we introduce 藤田さん from 山谷園ですね。He produced 煎茶ね。This is open field deep steam 煎茶。It's also common 煎茶ですね。で、another tea farmer は佐島ですね。佐島茶 is famous as the first tea to US ですね。For 150 years ago ですね。first importing tea な。で、we introduce 吉田さんですね。So he produced 和紅茶、Japanese black tea ですね。泉です。So the tea variety is 泉。It's bit special 和紅茶tea variety ですね。So the fermented ratio is not so high. The color is almost golden color ね。Not black or yellow, red color ですね。It's very good aroma です。はい。The last, 静岡ですね。As you know, Shizuoka is the capital of Japanese tea ですね。で、ね、もう、whole Shizuoka prefecture is tea producing area. So it's really difficult to select the tea farmer. But this time we introduce tea farmer from Fuji city ですね。The tea field can see the Mount Fuji ですね。で、本田さん、is tea farmer and he can produce many kind of tea. His knowledge of tea is special ですよ。もう really wide and deep. And he produce 煎茶ね。It's an open field 煎茶 and also ほうじ茶ね。So this is the, how to say, the mainstream of Japanese tea ね。He produced those tea and he introduced this tea ですね。This is Japanese tea marathon ですね。For 15 days ね。Don't miss it. Don't retire ね。お願いします。Thank you so much. ありがとうございます。
Thank you, Matsu-san, for sharing it. So we have a lot of exciting things coming. As you can see, many tea regions, many teas, and all the people that are working with tea, bringing their teas, bringing their stories. So we really, as the Global Japanese Tea Association, we really want to bring Japanese tea all around the world. However, we cannot do it alone. We are still quite small and we need all of your support. So you are actually like a torchbearer for the Japanese Tea Marathon. You are the representatives. So we really ask for your help to spread the word. And we hope to have 1,000 people to join the marathon. Right now, about 500 registered. So we believe if each of you invited 5 friends, or 5 colleagues to join, we can get to this goal. We can have this amazing big event together. So if you would like to help us share about the marathon, if you asked already, we have a couple of images that you can use for the social media, and I'm going to send the link in the chat, so you can freely use these and just hashtag the Japanese Tea Marathon and our association. So that people can connect and learn more about it. And also just today, we actually launched a Facebook profile frame. So if you would like to also share that with your friends on Facebook and you want to use it, you're very welcome to do. You can find it here just by searching for Japanese Tea Marathon. It should come up. So we would be really grateful if you could help us with that and you would join us. And as we said, this is a really big challenge for us. Actually, we are not sure ourselves if we can complete it, but we believe if you are together with us, if we encourage each other, we can all do it. So we really ask you to join us and to try to complete this challenge together. It's quite a big one, 15 days, almost every day, joining and connecting and sharing tea. And a few people also asked us about the information we shared today. So we are actually building a website where we want to share all of this information about the tea regions, tea farmers, and the teas. So it's still in progress. We still have about a month before the marathon. So we will be adding more information. But if you want to keep an eye, if you want to just see the progress, you can check back on the main page of the marathon. So there is the schedule with all the 15 tea regions. And from that schedule, we will be linking to each page of each region. So right now it's not complete. Don't be surprised if some pages don't load very well, but it will be in a month. So we will be sharing all the information there. So from me, this would be all. Matsu-san, do you want to say any last words?
まあもう、thank you for joining today. So, ね、during today's session, you know the situation of Japanese tea. It's almost beautiful candles in front of the wind, so strong wind. So, we don't want to turn off the lights. So, だから、please, なんていうか、help us ね。So, we were so fascinated Japanese tea, and we want to pass down this culture and tradition to next generation. So, we are doing best effort as much as we can. So please enjoy and support and spread out and keep this beautiful culture to next generation. お願いします。
Thank you so much. Big emotion, big feeling. Let's do it together. Thank you everyone for joining and see you all in about a month. Let's stay connected and let's drink Japanese tea until then.
Thank you.
Bye.